Very, very cool technology. And one that I think is more fun to talk about as a scenario. So I want to invite Louise up from Pier 1. And she was part of our RDP. Give her a round of applause. You guys met her. So she was one of our RDP members the last time around. And what we wanted to kind of showcase here is some of the technology that they're using now and investigating around how they can improve this store and basically make more money at Pier 1 is the easiest way to describe it. And so with that, let me switch over here to, here's Pier 1. And we'll start here. How many people are familiar with Pier 1?
Oh, that's great.
There you go. Well, why don't you, Louise, tell us a little bit about
Sure.
Pier 1, for those that don't know, and kind of talk a little bit about what you're trying to do with the RDP.
Sure. So Pier 1 is an omnichannel retailer in the US and Canada, and we're based in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm a member of the BI team, and Audrey is here with me today. We just completed the RDP earlier this summer. What we were interested in doing, and the sort of momentum behind our RDP, was around customer analytics. We want to make sure that what we are talking about with each of our customers is something that will engage her and inspire her, and we want to really focus on the customer experience. So everything you'll see here today kind of ties back to that. So in relation to these particular analytical products, we have, let's find out what she's done in the past. Let's think about the campaigns that we've sent to her in marketing, kind of how we've talked to her in the past. And then let's think about what she might be interested in purchasing in the future.
Excellent, excellent. And so it kind of started, my understanding is it started with their email campaigns.
Right.
And here's an example of one of the Pier 1 emails. Looks pretty typical. But one of the challenges is you didn't really know who was opening it, where they were from. And so that was sort of the first stage.
Right.
And so what technology did you go turn to better understand where who was clicking and opening these emails?
Right. So if you've opted in to receive emails from us, you will have received this email. It's not personalized, everybody gets the same email. And so what we did in order to understand a little bit more about who was clicking and who was coming over to the website and then what were they looking at once they were there, was we pulled all of our clickstream data, our web log data, into HDInsight. And from there, we were able to spin that around and look at it in this awesome Power BI map.
Power Map, cool. So you can see now, we're seeing where people clicked on the emails around the country and see it right in Power Map. And so processing the HDInsight, giving Power Map. Now it's kind of fun, this is real data. What's neat about Power Map, if you haven't used it, is you have this ability to drill in. And so I know like Washington, DC, there's some interesting customers there.
Awesome.
So we can zoom in. Anyone from DC? All right, no one from DC, okay. Well, let's just see who in DC is clicking on Pier 1.
Yeah, this was our 4th of July mailer, and oh my gosh.
How about that? Huh? Can't make this up, I'm telling you.
Maybe she was working, Michelle might have been looking for a refresh of the Oval Office or something.
Yeah, who knows? Well, she's very supportive of American companies,
yes,
so it's
awesome.
great. But it's really fun. So think about that. You're using Hadoop technology, but you're giving a visualization to your end users and your organization. Very powerful way to kind of make a connection with them and give them something more, which is great. Okay, cool. So you're able to see who's clicking on the ads, things like that. What about helping analysis of how the campaigns are going?
Right, so we want to focus on campaign effectiveness. And so one of the things our marketing team was asking us, or we were looking at, was what is the number of campaigns that we're sending out versus the clicks that we're getting on our website? Mm-hmm. And we wanted to look at that over time. So here we are. Query.
So in Q&A, you can preload a question, and here's an example of that. So if we go ahead and play this. you can kind of see these are some series of campaigns you guys ran in April and through June.
So email is sort of our older, form of marketing, and we can see here social and the campaigns that we're doing in social, they're creeping up and they're performing better and better over time. And this goes back to our theory and supports our idea that if we personalize, because social is much more personal, if we personalize the engagement that we have, we'll have better results.
Got it. So personalization now. Okay, I've got a bunch of customer info, because you do have a lot of customer data, and you're trying to personalize the experience. But so far, we've only really been talking about the past. Now, how did you guys think about not only predicting the future, but being just a lot more effective in your marketing communications and interactions with your customer?
Right. So what we were thinking about when we were thinking of, where could we go with this big amount of transactional history we have? We know what's happened in the past. We know what our customers have responded to in the past and what each of them have purchased in the past. And so by turning that around and building a model to help us predict what she might be interested in the future, we can then leverage that information and send more personalized campaigns and have a more personal experience in the store as well.
Got it. So that's where you turn to machine learning. And I think what they did here was really pretty clever. They looked at all their customers, and they segmented them into 3 buckets. There's a series of customers that have only bought 1 product. There's a series of customers that have bought more than 8, and there's sort of this 2 to 7. So they're pretty affiliated with the brand, they're interested in buying products, but they haven't bought like a ton. Their whole house isn't Pier 1. And they wanted to look at that group and say, within those who bought 2 to 7 products, what's the next logical purchase? And so this is where the machine learning came in.
Right.
And one of the things I just want to show is how easy it is to kind of drag and drop and improve the models using this UI. So what you have here is you have a model, we're bringing in that medium segment, so that's what that 2 to 7 purchases is called. We bring it into the model, we split, some of the data is used to train the model, and then some of the data is scored so we can sort of forecast. And if I look here, I can visualize the effectiveness of this model, and I can see here it's about, accuracy is about 0.42, which is pretty good, but I think we can do better. And so what I want to go over here is, one of the things that's neat about machine learning is we provide a huge amount of models right out of the box. As part of the service, the best models that we've ever built at Microsoft from the Microsoft research team, they're just available. And in this case, I want to use the multi-class decision jungle, and I'm going to try that. And so it's literally a drag and drop. I can delete the multi-class decision forest. I can add the jungle. When I click on here, I can maybe change the number of decision trees that it creates, and then I simply press run. And so drag and drop, I've added a new algorithm. And it could be ones that come out of the box. You can also write anything you want in R, so custom R models, you can write it in R and make those available as models. So if you have data scientists in the organization or that program in R, if you are into R, we can support that. And then all the UI and the interaction just works. And so it's really, we think, going to be a powerful way to bring data science to everybody. Okay, so we finished running, and let's go ahead and see if we made the model better. And we did, 62% accurate. So that's pretty cool, right? Just drag and drop, and I got a model that's a lot better. So, that's pretty cool, I guess so. It's there you go, there you go. But now how about the output?
Right, so what do we get?
So what do we get? Okay, so here's the output, and now I can see here, for example, customer 877515558, anonymous number, they're 39% more likely or more interested in candles.
Right.
So that's one of the categories that you guys care about.
That's right. And we can turn that around and we can build marketing campaigns when we're trying to sell candles, and now we know who's most likely to respond to that. And as well, we can also use this in the stores to build relationships in the stores. If we put this information in the hands of the folks who are there and local, they can then speak to that customer even more uniquely.
So this is not the UI you'd want to show to your marketing teams, but making available right here in PowerView, and you can see, here's the candle customers, here's customers that are interested in Christmas ornaments, here's customers that are interested in pillows. So very, very cool way of now handing your marketing teams a targeted list to go after based on historical data. Didn't have to set up any infrastructure, very, very quick. And how long did this whole project take?
Less than 2 months. I mean, really more like 4 to 6 weeks.
That's impressive.
It was amazing.
And so you mentioned something about store managers. So this is great for the corporate teams who are trying to push, sell pillows and things like that.
Right.
But what about the regional teams?
So
I heard you guys have a power map for that.
Yes, we do. Let me pull it up here. As a retailer, we definitely want to give the people who are on the ground, the associates in the stores, as much information as we can to make them more effective. And there you go. There's a very nice geographical image of what's selling where.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. What's most interesting? So if I'm the manager of the store here in Redmond, I can see, home fragrances. There's a lot of customers in my area who are interested in that. So think about changing inventory levels in the store or what gets displayed in the store based on this data. And you're giving it to your end users in a familiar tool that's fun to interact with. So it wasn't that machine learning UI, it's this, right? That's bringing these things together that we think is pretty powerful. But I got one more thing about the store that I want to show you, because we released a feature in Power Map last week that is about customized Power Maps. And so I just want to show you this really quickly, because we were talking about the store. Okay, so now I have Power Map of the store, and I can see where there's certain displays, and I can look over time to see where have people been in my store. And I'm going to go ahead and just play this tour. And you can see over the course of the day which displays were people looking at, what was most engaging, and then as you start to change things around in the store, you can see the result and the impact on traffic. And again, because this is all Power Map, I can look at this as a heat map, or say, let me drill in the candles department, because that was something that we saw in machine learning. And now I can see sort of which side of the table people are spending the most time day to day. And so a very, very cool way now with a customized Power Map to see behavior in the store to help influence. And again, this is all about driving that top line in your companies, right? It's not just about cost savings, it's about changing how you do business. And then you, as sort of the guardians of this technology and of the data, get to bring that to your business teams and say, hey, look what we can do now. Look what we can learn and transform and change the way we do business. So
and how quickly we can do it.
That's right. Very cool. So thank you so much, Louise, for being part of the RDP last year.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
We got a lot out of it.
And we're excited to see what you do this time around.
Yes.
Excellent. All right. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Louise.
Ding da da dong 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 dong.